Alright, what's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode for the In the Hot Seat podcast. Of course, this is for the video version. I'm about to record now for the audio version, and now welcome, yes, to another episode of the In the Hot Seat podcast. And on this episode, I will be talking about WWE Royal Rumble. It's already happened. It's already in the books, and now we look into Wrestlemania, which I have a lot to really get into, and a lot basically happened and went down, and basically feeling mixed reactions as a whole as of right now, and which is really crazy. Getting into the actual kickoff, there were no kickoff matches at all. It was just straight up talk and just nothing but the build for the Royal Rumble, so that was definitely something new. So we just got right into it right after that with the Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, and this having Seth Rollins getting into the mind of Roman Reigns and actually going out there with the Shield attire and the music and everything and the entrance. He went all out, which is really classy. I really like that, and that was awesome to see, to be able to see how things would transpire between the two, since basically technically both of them are heels, so there was more to see, like who would be more in favor of being able to win and everything, who wanted it more the most, since they know each other so well. So paying homage to the Shield on that, and being able to see some really interesting stuff from the power bomb and everything. I believe we did see the table break at one point and everything, and the spear into the pedigree, I believe, which is really crazy to see. From what I remember, I've seen the chair shots as well, but we did have some controversy, which I didn't really care for the actual ending of it, and basically having Seth Rollins win via disqualification, and Roman Reigns obviously keeping the Universal title out of that. So we'll see where that goes, and maybe see another match definitely at Elimination Chamber. I can definitely see that. I don't think it would go all the way to WrestleMania, since Roman Reigns is also dealing with Brock Lesnar too as well. So really interesting to see where things go. So the match overall was really cool, really awesome, back and forth stuff between the two, but the ending was really not needed. I don't really care for disqualifications on pay-per-view, so that basically ruined it there. Then we get into the Royal Rumble match for the women. I won't really say exactly everyone who was in the match per se. We did have the return for Melina on this one. I really wish she was able to actually do a little bit more, since we also had Sasha Banks who recently returned from injury, and I was able to actually see the injury happen for WWE Fayetteville, so I wasn't too sure how long she would be out for, but she recently returned on the Friday before, and she was able to make her announcement to be in the Women's Royal Rumble match, and she did that, and she was able to be there with the likes of Melina on there. So it sucks Melina had to be eliminated what seemed like early, and she didn't have too much time, but it sucks to have that. We had the return of Sarah Logan, and that was cool, a little moment there with her. And for Liv Morgan there, one of my main picks to actually win the Royal Rumble. We had Kelly, we had Mighty Molly dealing with Nikki ASH, and I definitely want to see that match hopefully happen. I think that would be a really interesting match between the two. Nikki ASH really jealous of Mighty Molly, I might say, to add that there with the excitement, if I can talk, but yeah, so I definitely wanted to see that match. Definitely for sure. We did see Lita and this one as well, being able to do her thing. We saw Ivory, which is really cool, right, to censor Ivory, and she was talking the whole time until she was eliminated and was still talking, so that was funny. What really got me was my moment, the highlight, having Mickie James come back and being able to be seen with her hardcore country personality and her entrance music, and she came out with the Knockouts title. I really wish she would have lasted into the Final Four, and that would have been really cool to see, to have go on and to move on to WrestleMania and get that lucky number 7 title win, but unfortunately that did not happen. But she had a good showing and she was able to showcase her stuff for a little bit and everything, so I give them props on that. We also did see Cameron on this one returning. We didn't exactly see the Funky Dactyls reunion like I wanted to have happen because of Sonya Deville and not really wanting to actually be bothered with her and basically getting back at Naomi on that one and them continuing their feud in the Rumble match, which is understandable. We did see, of course, Kelly in this, which is really cool there. The Bella Twins was definitely really cool to see them back. Happy to see that, and to actually see them actually being women's tag team champions at some point. That would be well worth it. And a long time coming. And then we also had the returning Ronda Rousey on this one, and who was actually to be able to win the match, which doesn't really bother me. That's cool. I'm happy she's back, and I've been wanting her back for the longest time now. I've been here. This might be for a little bit up until WrestleMania, and I don't know if that's going to continue afterwards, but we'll see with that. I'm pretty sure she's going to go after Becky Lynch. I can see that it definitely makes sense if that story is still there, so we'll see where things will go. Of course, the others that we did get to see, Michelle McCool was there, being able to do her thing as well. Just to name a few, just to make sure I got most of the surprises and everything. Summer Rae as well. Hopefully we will get to see more of them. But the surprises and everything that we did get to see, and at least see them, do a couple of other stuff before they officially they'll come back for a while. But it was really nice seeing them come back for the Rumble match. Then we move on to the Women's Championship match between Becky Lynch and Doudrop. This one was definitely surprising. Doudrop really giving it to Becky Lynch and trying her all here, so she did her best, and she has come a long way, and Becky Lynch was able to retain there, so that definitely makes sense. So most likely, like I mentioned, Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania, so I can see that. Then we get into the WWE Championship match, Brock Lesnar and as well Bobby Lashley, a dream match. These two actually being able to go back and forth to showcase their stuff and everything, seeing the suplex, the F5, most of their moves and everything. And Bobby Lashley actually was able to win and defeat Brock Lesnar, which is really cool. I was hoping that would happen. Bobby Lashley getting back the WWE title, Roman Reigns getting involved as well, and Paul Heyman rejoining with Roman Reigns. So a lot basically went down with that. So that was really crazy and intense there, to say the very least. And then we get to the mixed tag team match, Miz and Maurice, Edge and Beth Phoenix. This was cool, probably the match of the night for me. Definitely for sure to see how these two couples will actually be able to go at it and everything, and Edge and Beth Phoenix, doing things their way and being able to do everything to kind of stop Miz and Maurice the best that they could. We saw basically DDT from Edge and everything. Maurice getting her spots in, which was really cool. And I believe we did see her use the pocket book, and I believe the book was in there, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it looks like, since we've seen that before. The two glove slams by Edge and Beth Phoenix, which is dope and cool. And they were able to get the win, so that definitely makes sense. And seeing that mixed tag team match, and makes me want to see other ones. We don't really get to see them too often, but seeing that was a really cool one. And then we get right into the main event, the men's Royal Rumble match. On this one, when we saw like the likes of AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura being 1 and 2, being able to continue their feud and everything. We saw Omos basically being able to try and be dominant, show its dominance, and then eventually getting eliminated by a couple of people, including AJ Styles. So this one was more underwhelming. There wasn't really too many surprises, which is kind of weird on that, and I would have liked to see NXT and NXT UK for both Rumbles and everything. I feel like also from Baylor could have been involved, and a couple of others, but weren't on that. And then being able to see Drew McIntyre come back, that was really cool, and I wasn't expecting that. I thought he would be out a little bit longer, but much like Sasha Banks, he was able to actually be in the match, so that was really cool. I actually like that. We did see Shane McMahon in this, so that was really awesome. as well. Johnny Knoxville actually having his moment, holding his own, and Bad Bunny as well doing his thing, and been really impressed by what he was able to do lately for WWE, especially last year, working with Damian Priest and everything. So that's been really cool, and see someone that actually enjoys the product and is a fan and shows that work ethic is really cool. So that was really awesome to see. And then we get into the ending, and could have been a lot more better, and the winner wasn't really needed, but we had Brock Lesnar show up and basically win the Royal Rumble for the men. So yeah, I didn't really care for that, and we didn't really need to have Brock Lesnar win it, but I could see where they're going with this, and they have Brock Lesnar face Roman Reigns, but he could have been able to actually deal with it a different way instead of being in the Rumble. But just the way it came off, could have been someone else. I thought Big E was going to be able to do that, but he had his stuff there, so he was able to shine a little bit. Kofi Kingston as well, but it does suck he didn't get to actually fully have his spot be dealt with the right way there, so that was sad and unfortunate, and he was eliminated. So I'm sure they're supposed to do something really cool with his spot, like as always, but unfortunately it didn't work out. So this one, there could have been a lot more surprises and other exciting stuff out of that, and it is what it is. But Brock Lesnar does win, and it is looking to be Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns most likely at Wrestlemania. And kind of question to see what happened with Bobby Lashley, maybe face someone else. I guess maybe Drew McIntyre if he's been traded, since I know Big E has been traded, and being able to be back in SmackDown with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. So I feel like maybe Drew McIntyre if he's been traded, but that's just what I think as of right now. But we'll see what happens with that. So those are my thoughts on the Royal Rumble as a whole as of right now, and just mixed reactions about it. I feel like there's a really big disconnect as of right now. They should have been more focused on the stars that they do have as of right now. But it is what it is when it comes to that and everything. Ronda Rousey winning didn't really bother me too much, but Brock Lesnar didn't really need to see that, and wasn't really having him as my pick, or didn't really expect that to really happen too much and everything. But it is what it is, and that's basically it when it comes to Royal Rumble as a whole. We move on to Elimination Chamber as well, and then Fastlane, and then WrestleMania. So basically be here before you know it. So my excitement level as of right now is low, and I was expecting a lot more, especially with the open door and everything. So we'll see where things transpire with that and how things go. But I was happy to see Mickie James back, so that was really cool, just to basically get back to her and everything, and to hear her music as her country, and with that persona scene, that was really awesome. So that was basically one of the highlights of the night for me as well. So that's basically it, all in a nutshell. What are your thoughts? Those are mine basically, and definitely leave that in the comment box on this YouTube video. Definitely talk to me on the In the Hot Seat podcast Twitter page, where we continue with the more full in-depth discussion. But until then, that is basically it for the In the Hot Seat podcast this week. I can continue, definitely continue beloved support, and I will be able to have more podcasts coming as well. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, and as well check out the podcast on Anchor and on Spotify as of select podcast platforms as of right now. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend as of this recording, the rest of your week. Until then, I'll catch you guys in the next podcast, whatever the hell the next podcast may be. Until then, I'll see you then. Peace.